Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I'm here to talk about The Flash Trailer 2. And specifically, on top of that, the not so subtle, almost hint that Ezra Miller may be sticking around as The Flash. Now, I didn't see, obviously I wasn't following CinemaCon because that's what's happening today, CinemaCon. I believe CinemaCon's been going on for a little bit now, but today's like Warner Brothers panel and whatnot, and everyone kind of was anticipating they were going to bring something on The Flash. I believe The Flash is the next movie up, So we kind of felt like they were going to do something. In fact, as we speak, people are watching the Flash movie for the first time at CinemaCon. So we'll probably get some reactions for that tomorrow. So we'll find out if the hype is real. Because for some people who don't know, often when movies are about to come out, like there's buzz for certain movies in the studio themselves. Or like they've seen the movie's done, they've seen the movie, and they're like, yo, we got something on our hands. That happens every once in a while. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. For instance, there was a ton of buzz around Eternals being an Oscar-worthy movie, and we know how that turned out. So, buzz sometimes is true, sometimes it's not. And the word on the street, before this movie ever even came out, before this movie was even close to coming out. Well, okay, that's not true. This movie has technically been done for a little bit, but pushbacks, and all this other shit. But the word on the street is that this movie's great. I mean, there are people at Warner Brothers, like before the regime change and whatnot, who were basically saying this movie was a certified hit. Like, this movie's a certified bomb. Like, this is one of the best comic book movies of all time. And, but like I said, you never can really trust those things because sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. Obviously, the Eternals being an example. I remember that. I specifically remember Eternals being an example of a movie that was described by people backstage as this is going to be the best movie Marvel's ever produced. Like, this is the best movie. And it's like, nah. So, we'll see. So people are watching it right now. But the trailer released, the second trailer released earlier today. There's not a ton of new things to talk about in the trailer. At least nothing that we don't already know. Especially if you're a comic book fan and you've seen Flashpoint. If you've been watching the Flash show that's been on the CW. Like, they've already hit a lot of these beats in the show. So, outside of some new callback / Easter egg / I mean fandom moments with Michael Keaton's Batman, with the whole we want to get nuts, let's get nuts, and the whole Batman thing going up and hitting the moon, the bat plane he has lighting on the moon and shit like that. Other than like the Michael Keaton stuff, which is really just fanboy shit. It's really just Easter eggs and fanboy shit. So, I mean, that was cool. But other than that, there's nothing else new. There's nothing else new that you figure out. You see a little bit more of Ben Affleck's Batman. But honestly, you only see him in 2 scenes. And it seems like he may only have those 2 scenes. Which is him talking to Barry, being like, what the fuck are you doing? And him showing up to fight with Barry when the shit goes down with Zod. Clearly something happened. And now Kara is here, Supergirl is here instead of Superman. Who knows? Also, it's kind of heavily hinted, at least from my take, that technically the entirety of the Zack Snyder universe, Kara was in some pod, barely breathing, barely alive the whole time, but whatever. Like I said, there's not a ton of things in this trailer that was new, that was out there. Like, it's just this typical Flashpoint. Like, maybe it's because I've seen it already done live action. I've seen Flashpoint live action already. I've seen it live action, and I've seen it in animated form multiple times. I've already seen it. So it's one of those weird things. It's like, when you see, a comic done for the first time. When you see Born Again, when you see, Joker or something. When you see like a comic book done, when you see I'm trying to think, X-Men, Days of Futures Past, or something along those lines. When you see a comic book like that done for the first time, it's a big deal. But now, like I said, I've seen Flashpoint done multiple times, so it's really just of how differently can they do it. And really the big thing they're bringing to the table really is that Michael Keaton thing. And they're hitting that shit for all that it is worth. So And for some reason, Zod's here as the villain. I don't know. I guess because they could get Zod. I don't know. But either way, it was an okay trailer. Okay, it wasn't an okay trailer. It was a nice trailer. It was a decent trailer. It just didn't bring enough new shit to make me go woo. Now to the Ezra Miller of it all. We're right now living in a time. Granted. There's been a lot more information on the Jonathan Majors of it all, but Ezra Miller assaulted people on camera, like multiple people. He cracked a woman in the head with a chair. He strangled a woman on camera. He broke into multiple people's houses. Like, he potentially kidnapped and groomed a young girl. Like, that's a lot of shit. And essentially, Warner Brothers has gone through so much hush money at all of that. Honestly, I to this day, I almost have a begrudging respect for the what's the word I'm looking for? For the balls of Warner Brothers to essentially, and you know that's what happened. There's no way someone does that many things and no one sues them out the ass. Not a one. No one sues them out the ass. The only way something like that goes down, if someone does that many things, breaking into someone's house and taking their alcohol, breaking into a couple's house and hitting a woman in the head with a chair and making her bleed, choking a woman. There's no way someone does all these things unless there is a ton of hush money being given out. And it does, it rubs me such the wrong way that Ezra Miller is going to just basically get away with all that shit that he did. And I say he. I know he wants to be called, I know it's supposed to be them, but fuck that guy. I'm going to call him a he because fuck him. He's the definition of privilege. I don't know if you want to call it this kind of privilege or that kind of privilege, but there's no way somebody does all the shit he's done and no one sues him at all, especially in this climate. In the world, in the history of Hollywood, of course this happened. But in today's climate, where actors are held accountable and people are being held accountable more than ever before, particularly actors and people in entertainment. You can say whatever you want about political and whatnot. That's not what my channel's about. I talk about but the actors and entertainers are being held pretty responsible. I don't quite understand what is up with Ezra Miller. Now that the Fantastic Beasts franchise is over. This Flash thing, I mean, this is from the old regime anyways. Did James Gunn even want to keep this around? So if he's going to end up sticking around, it will be incredibly disappointing to me. I'm going to give this movie a chance because I'm sure it might end up being a great movie, but I will still kind of feel some type of way about Ezra. And if he's still going to be around, I'm just out on the Flash character in general, at least in James Gunn's world, until he can recast that guy. Because it just rubs me all the wrong way that a guy can do that amount of stuff. And not only do no one really want to talk about it, people come after you for talking about it. Hell, honestly, I remember when I made my one video talking about Ezra Miller choking people, I remember at the time, I looked up, I Googled, I kind of looked up on YouTube and looked to see if anyone was talking about how Ezra Miller's been assaulting people. And I was like, no one's talking about this. It was like they just brushed it right under the carpet. And I'm just like, I don't want to bring it up, but there's no way in hell that could have been, there's no way in hell that could have been, I'm debating saying this or not, because I know I'm going to get some shit in the comment section for it. Ain't no way in hell that could have been a black man. No way in hell. No way in hell. He could have choked that woman. He could have hit that woman over the head, hit that woman with the chair, made her bleed, broke into multiple people's houses, and on some level, maybe not technically, kidnapped and groomed a girl. No way that shit would have all went down and everyone would have just been like, ah! And I think that's what rubs me the wrong way about it, is everyone's willingness to just go, oh, well, I mean, everyone does. No, everyone doesn't do that. Damn. No one caught Jonathan Majors actually hitting a girl. We just heard about that shit. And now other people are coming out saying shit, but it's all he say, she say. Ezra was caught on camera actually choking someone. Oh man, it's just, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I've never seen someone manipulate the system like that, and I've never seen a company let themselves get so manipulated. But either way, I'm down on The Flash. I'm just gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really give a fuck about this movie. I really don't give a fuck about this movie. I don't like Ezra Miller. I don't give a fuck about him. Yeah, him. Fuck him. So, in a way, he is holding me back. He is holding me back in this movie. And I'm not the type of dude to do that. Hell, Mel Gibson said a lot worse than Ezra to someone like me, but I still would watch a Mel Gibson movie. I still watch Lethal Weapon, and I'm like, whatever. You know, he's an asshole, but whatever. But Mel Gibson was held accountable immediately after saying shit that he said. Whereas Ezra has gotten to hide behind, ironically, a lot of the social situations, multiple layers of social situations, which is nuts. And I almost respect it. Because it's just him manipulating the social situation to protect himself, which it is what it is. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.